Pakistan's National Assembly has approved major changes to the country's military and nuclear command structure. But the way the legislation was passed has drawn criticism from both the opposition and a key government ally. The two bills were approved by the federal cabinet earlier on Thursday and introduced in Parliament later the same day, despite not appearing on the Assembly's original agenda. Opposition lawmakers walked out before the vote. The Pakistan People's Party, which supports Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's coalition, voted for the legislation but objected to the rushed process. PPP chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari said he supported the substance of the bills but criticized the government for failing to consult either its allies or the opposition. He asked why legislation that was not itself controversial had been presented in a way that made it controversial.
सिर्फ इतना कहना चाह रहा हूँ वज़ीर-ए-आज़म साहब से कि I apologize to the Prime Minister. ये ऐसे जो आपके साथ हो रहा है by your own team is completely unfair. It is unfair to you, it is unfair to your allies, and it is even unfair to the opposition parties. I agree with the Honourable Minister for Law. The legislation being passed today is not controversial, and there is absolutely no reason for it to become controversial, and there was no need for it to be controversial. I ask Mr. Speaker that why is it that such a legislation is being allowed to be made controversial? When my party and myself has been engaged on this legislation by the Attorney General, by the Interior Minister, and we, despite our reservations with the government, have arrived here today to support the following legislation, I don't believe that there would be any reason that the government allies or even members of the opposition would support the proposed legislation had they been properly engaged on the said subject. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, on the case of Mr. Khan and his treatment, there too I feel, unfortunately, the government could have played its hand better. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has ordered that Mr. Khan be shifted to hospital for his treatment. The government first welcomed the decision, assured us that they would be implementing the decision. Then we found out that the government would be appealing the decision. And now I'm uncertain as to what the fate of that decision or the implementation of that order is. In both these cases, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister could have been better supported, better guided by his cabinet and by his team. And there is no reason that today's legislation or the issue of the Supreme Court order needed to be made so controversial. That is all I wanted to add today. Thank you.
So what do the bills change? The Defence Forces of Pakistan Act creates a legal framework for the new Office of Chief of Defence Forces and establishes a unified Defence Forces headquarters. Under the bill, the Chief of Defence Forces will command Pakistan's armed forces and serve as the Prime Minister's principal military advisor on defence and national security. The office will oversee operational coordination between the Army, Air Force and Navy, including missions involving multiple services and strategic capabilities. The Chief will also hold broad authority over military personnel, including decisions on retirement, discharge, resignations and extensions of service. Those powers will not apply to the senior officers appointed directly under Article 243 of Pakistan's Constitution. The federal government will also be able to assign additional responsibilities to the Chief of Defence Forces. The President will have the power to issue orders to resolve any difficulty or inconsistency in implementing the law. The second bill amends the National Command Authority Act, which governs Pakistan's nuclear command system. The existing law reflects the military hierarchy that existed before the 27th Constitutional Amendment was passed in November 2025. That amendment abolished the office of Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee and created the position of Chief of Defence Forces, held alongside that of Army Chief. Field Marshal Asim Munir became the first person to hold both positions. The constitutional amendment also created the post of Commander of the National Strategic Command, a four-star office responsible for integrating Pakistan's strategic forces. General Syed Amir Raza was appointed to that role in July. The new legislation is intended to bring the country's defence and nuclear laws into line with this restructured chain of command. The bills have cleared the National Assembly, but must complete the remaining legislative process before becoming law. Their passage formalizes a significant concentration of military authority under the Chief of Defence Forces. The political dispute, however, centers on how legislation of such importance reached the Assembly and passed within hours with limited consultation and no advance place on the day's agenda.